If you and Kevin Hart switched bodies, who would win? First and foremost, I would never switch bodies with that little guy. That would be like the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Hey, what's up? I'm Chris Paul. So people on the internet always want to judge my game, my body, my style. So Men's Health, they got me here and we're gonna talk about it. So let's do it, here we go. Bruh, when Chris Paul smacked that ball out of that kid's hands, I died. So I was doing like a little video for K Hart. So K Hart is right there. If you can see Jack Black, he was right behind me. And we was like playing 3-on-3. And one of the kids tried to drive on me. And I'm a big believer in, you don't just get a medal for participating. And I feel like kids should know what it's like to lose. I think we live in a day and age where everyone's just giving. But this kid needs to know that he needs to work on his game if he's gonna score on me, right? So, not sure if he was upset or not, but if he finds me in a couple years, we can do it again, but I think it's gonna give that kid work ethic. That's what it's all about. Arthur Young, why are they bowling without wearing bowling shoes? Good question. So I do have bowling shoes, and your bowling shoes like allow you to slide really nicely into the pocket, but when we do this, I usually like to wear the sneakers that I like at the time. I done wore some 11s before, I done wore some 1s, and I feel like I know how to bowl good enough to where I can bowl without bowling shoes on. So the craziest part is when you go to like a real bowling alley and you got that person at the desk who yelling at you to put your bowling shoes on. You like, man, just leave me alone. Let me bowl. Yo, CP3, what kind of diet do you maintain? Would be really helpful to know. So this was this summer, and I had found out that I was moving to Oklahoma City without my family. So my kids were staying in LA with my wife. And so woke up, I don't wanna say kidnapped because they're my kids too, but so I found a nice little vegan restaurant. We just hanging out, and the biggest thing, and it's crazy, if you go back to that picture when we was at Johnny Rockets, and you look at this picture and how different my face looks, I just then chose a plant-based life, and so far so good. Not easy, but for me it's working. I started plant-based in June. Back in June, I went cold turkey, and let me tell you, I was itching, I was woo-wee. I thought I needed a chicken wing or something, but somehow I made it through. Real inspiration for, I had an opportunity to executive produce a really cool documentary / movie called Game Changers, which talks about plant-based diets and how it helps athletes. And as competitive as I am, I looked at this and I was like, hold up, let me try that out. And first thing that changes when you go plant-based, might be too much information, but going to the restroom is a lot faster, whole lot faster. Bro, are you still watching Saved by the Bell? Listen, I think Saved by the Bell is doing a reboot or something like that. I don't know, they got something going on. This right here is one of my most memorable birthday gifts ever. I know her real name is Tiffany, but I always know her as Kelly Kapowski. I mean, I just grew up with Saved by the Bell, with Lisa Turtle, with Zach Morris, with Slater, with all these people, and you couldn't tell me when I was younger that we weren't gonna be together. You know what I mean? But it's cool, because me and my wife have already had that conversation, and it's cool, it is what it is. Get this man on TikTok, # Old Town Road Challenge. There's a thing in Texas called Go Texan Day. While I was in Texas, I lived as Texans do. So I showed up to the game. Me and my wife had went to like this little local store. Didn't look like I was supposed to be at that store first and foremost, but we got a belt, we got a hat, just found a shirt, and I literally almost had to get cut out of them jeans when I got home, but it was a lot of fun, so shout out to Go Texan Day. That plant-based diet working. He looks lighter and quicker on his feet. Well, I appreciate that, Sergio. I do feel really good right now. I think the biggest change for me is the aches and pains of the season. When I first went plant-based back in June, I started working out and training, and I got to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I was like, am I not lifting hard enough? Am I not training hard enough? Why am I not like achy? And so, Sergio, just give it a try. I ain't trying to say you gotta stay with it, but just give it a try. And after a week, you let me know how you feel. Who knows, you might be in the NBA. Just don't come take my job. Don't do that. Toneberg shoots. Where do you want to end your career? Where do I want to end my career? Man, that's a great question. You know, once upon a time, obviously last year was Houston. When I was in LA, I wanted to end it there. You know, I think where I want to end my career is somewhere that you're very appreciated. I think that's been the coolest part, even right now, about being in Oklahoma, is that I started my career there, and you know, life happens and I've ended up there, and it's just been great being back and around everyone. Wherever I end my career at, I hope it's somewhere that there's a mutual respect between both teams, and that they're happy to have you there for that time. ZZ Taco Farts. If you did not play basketball, what sport would you play? I definitely would have played football. So when I was in high school, I played varsity football as a freshman and sophomore in high school, and I played JV basketball. Yeah, somebody didn't get the memo. Yeah, I loved football. Some people probably say I play basketball like I'm playing football, but I just always liked that contact. And so my dad played football, and I'm a huge football fan to this day. Now, will my kids play football? No. But did I? Yes. What's your cheat day meal? My cheat day meal now? If you just spent the day with me, you'd just be like, man, that's what you eating? My cheat day meal probably now are like cookies. It's so crazy being 34 and having teammates that's 19 and 20 and having to chase these guys around. Like, I'm always conscious of how much sugar I'm getting and stuff like that. So understand there's always a method to the madness. You know what I mean? So there's a reason why I eat the way that I do, and why I try to be as disciplined as possible. The Amstagram, how does your off-season workout compare to in-season workout? That's a great question. Off-season workout is really hard. Like, you pushing, especially this past summer. It was a big summer for me training-wise and trying to build endurance and strength. And then in-season, I think one of the biggest misconceptions people have is that in-season, it's like, I'm just trying to maintain. I'm a chill. I did all my workout during the off season. Guess what? The off season ain't but a couple months. In season, it's like 8-9 months. So I make sure I train just as hard in season as I do out of season, because you want to maintain and hopefully hit the peak, you know, during playoff time, strength-wise. Who do you work out with? To tell you the truth, I'll work out with whoever want to work out. You know, whoever wants to go work out, I'm with it. So this past summer, I worked out with Melo, worked out with Braun, I worked out with my new teammates. We got a squad. What's that supposed to do? Okay, so this right here is called Normatec. I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand why I only have it on one leg. I usually always put it on 2 legs. A lot of athletes use it for blood flow, right? So it makes you feel like your legs are light again and you're all like not tight. Sometimes I just do a cold hot tub contrast, which sort of does the same thing, but to each his own. What are a few good basketball ball handling drills that you do? I'm going to high school and I'm working on ball handling. Any tips? My biggest advice would be, while you're at home, instead of playing Fortnite or 2K all day long, go outside, go to your basement and really work on your ball handling. That's what I did. All right, so this was Chris Paul. Shout out to Men's Health. This is my comments.